So starting off today making some bread. I've made bread a bunch of times now and it's about halfway done. Right now I had to let the bread rise, or the dough rise, because it was, it takes a while to do that. But this is the bread. Take it out. I have to punch it. Oh, I've made a mess. But yeah, I got back home today and I decided it is bread time. And I've been making bread now for like 3 whole weeks, and each loaf, minus the second loaf, has been getting better. But today is the day where I make the best loaf of bread. I have a feeling this one's going to be the tastiest. So, this is it. This is the bread. There they are, ready to go. Now they need to sit for about 40 minutes to rise a second time, and then they get thrown into the oven for about 30-35 minutes, and then I have delicious bread. So I am legitimately excited, because this stuff makes some excellent toast, and it's also just like the most delicious thing ever when it's still warm. So I'll be back when this is done. The bread is done. As you can see, I've already eaten away at a chunk of it, and we have a second loaf. Unfortunately, this isn't the best bread that I've made. This is actually, it has a very floury taste, but that's probably because I use normal flour instead of bread flour. Now, I didn't know there was a difference, but there is indeed a very big difference in flavor. Right here we have the bread flour, and this is the normal flour. I actually found that like a mixture between the both of them is what tastes the best. But just went food shopping. And restocked the pantry. This is what the pantry looks like inside of my house. I got a ton of macaronis for some baked mac and cheese that I've been wanting to make for the longest time. Wall of pasta because, you know, Italian. Cheerios, or rather cereal, canned goods, anything from this stuff which is horrifically bad for you but it tastes so good. Canned corn, a bunch of canned soup just when I don't have the time to make food but I'm hungry. Got some baked beans if I ever want to feel healthy, and then if I, since I make a lot of pasta, we go through a lot of Prego. But if we're ever like cooking for a lot of people, I'll make it with this because this is cheaper than the Prego and I can make a lot of it. Then you just have to season it. It's just a little bit more work. But then of course, corner of ramen because college student. I went to the Asian market somewhat recently and got some like containers of stock flavoring. And while these are very tasty, I was getting them under the impression that I'd be able to use them for ramen flavoring. However, they taste really different, so I don't know, I've been making other things with it, but got some like noodles, got some Shinramyun, which is really spicy ramen. Yeah, this is just the ramen stuff shelf. Udon, then hot chocolates, Twinkies because Twinkies are the best. Oreos, more noodles. When I went to the Asian market, I grabbed like a bunch of different flavors of ramen, and this is just the ramen lottery. Whenever I want to try something new, just grab one, and today we're having Kung Fu ramen. Jello, mac and cheese, vanilla Coke. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Whole lot of stuff. And then that's what I broke myself on. That longboard right there. The bamboo one, that's mine. But yeah. Bread came out okay. Not the best, but it was acceptable. And that's all that matters. And now I have 2 loaves. And then plus the bread that I got today. Plus the banana that I got for banana bread. So much bread. There's just something strangely satisfying about making a sandwich out of the bread that you've baked. But you see, this isn't an ordinary sandwich. This is a toasted sandwich. It has a bit of turkey, salami, ham, and provolone cheese in it. And actually the provolone cheese has more or less entirely fused with the top piece of bread. But this smells really good. And I'm gonna eat a bite. So, let's see how good this tastes. Mmm. You see, I forgot that I really like sandwiches. During high school and before I came to college, I ate them all the time. And heck, over summer when I went back home, I ate them all the time. But then I never made them when I was here. And I started buying all the meat for it, and tastes really good. They all taste really good. And then I started putting it on the bread that I made, and that tasted really good. And then yesterday, or maybe today, I had like a single piece of ham left and a single piece of cheese. So I didn't have enough to make a sandwich, so I figured I'll just toast it. And it tasted really good. And now, that. Oh my god, this is really good. I'm gonna eat this now. I'd share it with you guys, but there's a camera in the way. The sandwich was delicious. It is long gone, though. I have since consumed all of it. Man, I wish I had a second. I sound like I can't just go make another one, but I probably shouldn't. However, now that that's done, a couple of things. First of all, over here on the little laptop, I am currently trying to do a thing. So, this is the micro SD card that's usually inside of my phone. It's a 64 gig micro SD card. It has a bunch of stuff on it. I can no longer write to it. Now, with a normal SD card, there's a little lock that lets you disable, like, you can read it, but you can't write it. Those don't exist on micro SD cards. Basically, it's not supposed to do that. However, it's doing that. So, this has actually been a problem for a while, but since I am able to read from it, it hasn't been a huge problem because I just keep all of my music on it and I just listen to it, and since it's only reading, it's not actually, it doesn't require anything, but I want to fix that. It's a really, really weird problem. I can't really show it to you right this very second, but basically, you make a change to anything that's on the flash drive, it seems like it happens, but then it doesn't actually happen. The best example of this is you copy a folder onto it, it'll copy the folder, if it's like really big, it'll take a while, and then it just won't be there. Likewise, you can delete a folder, and it won't go away. So it's in a bit of a strange spot. From what I've learned in terms of researching this, basically, if the SD card determines that there's a fault with itself, it will disable reading, or it will disable writing, so you can still read it and get all of your data off of it because it might fail soon. That might be the current problem, which would be kind of bad because that would mean that I need to get a new micro SD card for my phone. But I guess if that were to happen, micro SD cards are getting really cheap, and this one is actually quite old. I got that for, so right now I have the LG G3. I had the S4 before that, and then I had the, what was it? The Galaxy, what the heck? The Epic 4G. The Galaxy S Epic 4G. Wait, no, what's the Epic 4G? There's the Epic, and then there's the Epic Touch, that's what it was. And I got this when I got the Epic Touch, and that was 4 years ago, I think? 3 or 4 years ago, so I've gotten a lot of use out of that micro SD card, but still, I would be very happy if I didn't have a broken micro SD card, because that means that I need to get a new one for my phone. Oh, for my phone. But yeah, so I figured the last thing that I'm going to try is doing a full format on it. So I'm going to attempt to zero it out, and if that works, great. I'll use it until it breaks. Otherwise, I'll show you how annoying it kind of is when it just doesn't delete stuff despite it taking a while to delete stuff. But other than that, right now I am currently working on a Japanese essay. And by working on a Japanese essay, I mean I just started because I was doing my other job, which is a grader for a class, and was grading homework, and I promised the professor I would get like a couple things done tonight, and those are done, so that's one thing knocked out. But right now I'm currently working on this Japanese essay. Right now I'm writing it out in English, and it's going to be written in like very, very simple English, so it'll be really easy to translate into Japanese, but basically I have to make an essay about big city or small town. Which place would you like to live in? Why do you think so? What are the advantages and disadvantages of each one? So I need to just make a little essay where I'm arguing that I want to live in a big town because small towns are, well, I've lived in small towns my entire life. But yeah, so right now it's super, super basic. I'm probably going to change it, and it's like about a fifth maybe of what it actually needs to be. It's going to need to be about a page and a half to 2 pages on this one type of paper, which is called Genkoyoshi, which is just like some basic paper that I guess Japanese children write on, so that'll be fun. But I need to get this done by tonight. So it's 11, and I am not going to be going to bed anytime soon. Fun. It's just as I thought. The formatting failed. Now, we're just going to hit OK. And look, there it is. The SD card with everything in it. Now here's where it gets weird. So if I were to, here, let's just delete these 6 items. Yes, I would like to delete them. They're gone. But then I reload, and they're still gone. So now I'm going to unplug it. So remember, twerp is at the bottom of that list. And I'm going to plug it back in. And now, it's going to be slow. However, if I were to open it up, they're back. It's so obnoxious. I can't do anything with the card. I can't write to it. So, yeah, I think the card is dead. As far as I know, these things have a lifetime... Ooh, that's really hard to see. They have a lifetime warranty, so I should be able to get it repaired. But, or not repaired, replaced. If anything, maybe I'll see if I can, like, ask them to trade it up to the next one. Just, like, take whatever the current price is and then pay the difference between this and a 128 gig one, because I kind of want to get a bigger one. The 64 gig ones were never really big enough for me, but this guy is broken, and it makes me sad. Darn it! That's like so much broken hardware suddenly. Like, that monitor doesn't work. Well, no, the monitor works, but the graphics card that powers it doesn't work, and nothing just wants to work. But I have work to do. I've started the essay, and by started, I mean I wrote the title and my name, and I've added a couple more lines in the Word document, and I've started translating it. This is going to take a couple of hours, probably. But, yeah, I'm going to end things off for tonight. I'm going to edit this now and render out the vlog. Oh, one last thing. This is actually sort of relevant to the vlog. So, I think I might have figured out what killed the graphics card. And if this actually is the case, then it's actually kind of really stupid that this happened. But basically, Premiere will use a graphics card to render. And because of the way that my graphics cards are installed, the 610 is installed in the slot above the 970 because it's the only way that I can fit everything in the case. But as a result of this, my computer thinks that the 610 is my primary video card, and I can't switch this. This is like hardware level stuff that can't just be toggled in software easily, probably. But because it was detected as the default card, Premiere was using that card to render videos and not the 970. So, I wonder if that load actually damaged the graphics card, but still, that seems like it shouldn't happen, because that kind of a load isn't much more strenuous than gaming. And, I mean, the 610 isn't a gaming card, but if you throw a game at a graphics card, it shouldn't die. That's one thing that definitely shouldn't happen. But, yeah, so I actually have to disable the video rendering engine in Premiere and Adobe Media Encoder in order to prevent it from using the graphics card, which is kind of bad because that, as a result of that, editing videos isn't as smooth, and rendering videos takes a little bit longer. So, kind of a problem. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do about that yet. I need to remove the graphics card from the computer just so it doesn't do that anymore. But I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I got to get a new graphics card because I want my 5th monitor back. It's very disheartening not having that 6th monitor. But, like I said, that's going to be all for today, guys. So I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So until then, good night. That's a more appropriate way to end off the vlog. See you guys next time.